The reason why I think most of us started playing music is that we have the disease of musicianship in us. You know, I know that Big D people are always musicians before people who want to be in bands. You know, people who want to be in bands usually are a little bit more business prone and want to Guns N' Roses it up, but musicians just have that kind of unfortunate addiction to music, so come penthouses to shanties, they're doing music.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I also grew up, my dad was a drummer, so I grew up with music in the house, which I think, pushes you one way or the other.
I don't even know how it started, really. Yeah. It started when I was like 9 years old. And I think I had my first band when I was 14, and I just haven't not been in a band since.
Yeah.
So I think I just don't really know how to do anything else.
Yeah, after my dad realized that I didn't take to anything else, like sports or anything, he bought me a trashy drum set and put it in my room, and it sat there for about a year, and eventually I started playing it. Like, I just wasn't into anything. When we started the band, it was just really just to kind of play together, just to do something, because we were young and weren't really invited to many parties and couldn't buy alcohol and didn't have much to do. And so we started this kind of like not real band, just so we could come together and have fun. And we named it Big D and the Kids Table because my high school friend made me promise that the next band I was in would be called Big D and the Kids Table. So I thought of it as a really good way to get out of the deal, you know. But then 16, 17 years later, we're Big D and the Kids Table. It's from an AT&T commercial.
My influences aren't necessarily influences that make Big D tick, but I'm a big, Elvis Costello fanatic. And then, I think we all have similar punk rock touchstones, like Minor Threat, early Beastie Boys, stuff like that. Yeah. And obviously, we love ska music.
Mine are pretty much, my favorite bands are Iron Maiden, Beastie Boys, Operation Ivy, and Melt Banana. There was a pinnacle moment in my life where I was playing in a band that was like, it's called Drexel, and it might have brought in cooler people, hipsters, if you will. And I remember at one point both bands were kind of like, taking off in a small way. And I just liked the fans that were coming to our shows way more than the fans that were going to their shows, our shows. You know what I mean? Good people.
It was the counterculture music at my high school. If you were a jock, you listened to, let's see, it was 1996, so I don't know.
What was that?
Just bad stuff. I grew up in a time that was sort of a musical wasteland.
Yeah.
So
96 was weird.
Hearing bands like Let's Go Bowling. I went to see Big D and the Kids Table at the Rat when I was a kid, and then it was that or be lame. And when people decided that ska was lame, I just didn't go with them.
I grew up listening to it, just getting my older brothers cassette tapes, and I'll never be able to listen to ska music now. But he did, and that's how I got into it. Stealing his cassette tapes.
Ska music is still kind of like some of the last bits of punk rock. Like, punk rock doesn't even deserve punk rock points anymore. It's more like ska gets all the punk rock points, in my opinion, at this point, because they're the biggest group of people who just don't give a F. I don't even know if there is a music industry anymore.
It's like just a crumbling patchwork of ideas. It's not really like a unified industry. I think there aren't many gatekeepers anymore, and whichever ones are left standing are pretty pathetic.
Yeah. I like the fact that we just did Kickstarter for our 2 new records that are kind of go together, like sister records. And I think we've had the best kind of recording experience and I guess budget, if you will, and just all around great time because all the money was donated by listeners rather than having a record label dictate what they think you should do.
I ride a bicycle. 20 miles a day.
Other than do music? I don't even know how to answer the question. Does not compute. I do not understand the question. Yeah.
Yeah, we just work on band stuff when we're not on tour. When we're off tour, we just do what we can for the band.
I like digging in your nails.
Lately, I've really been liking the way benders come off, and also that Rudiments cover, Wailing Paddles.
I'm gonna say from our new record, Stepping Out.
Yeah.
We've been playing that. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Break Up.
Yeah. Yeah, break up and then put out a 7-inch and then, oh my God, they're getting back together. I think we'll just keep playing. I mean, there's a lot of cool things we want to do where we want to go out and do punk ska tours. And then we want to take the Doped Up Dollies, which are these singers that we sing with, and go out and stroll tours. And then we might go like play some local thrash or reggae sets, like strictly thrash. So we want to put our back catalog on vinyl. So I think we're going to have, I think we're going to have a lot of fun together and stop worrying about like, oh my God, if we go on tour with this band, we're going to be so big. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're just going to keep doing what we usually do and just write music and try to enjoy our little section of the world.
Bye.
Bye.